Dylan, do you know what you're doing over
Yes,
there?
I know what I'm doing. Let me do that. Joined here with women's lacrosse head coach Ashley Delaney, Emme Rezoski, and Sydney. Coach, this last weekend you went down to Utah, commanding 20-5 victory. Kind of just talk over what that meant for the team and getting another big RMAC win.
So obviously it's a great win. We have been approaching this season that every game is a big game, and the game in front of us is the game that matters. We're not trying to look too far ahead. So to have a dominating win like that, especially since the past couple games, they have been dominating, but to actually like put a stamp on it, to get 20 goals and to shut them down on defense, I think it really speaks volumes to the team and how we're not just like, I don't want to say playing down, but how we are just commanding the win no matter what. I think, too, we got a lot of other people in on that game who usually don't see a lot of time. So I think that's just helping build our program regardless.
And currently the team is 6-0 in RMAC. You have a chance to go 7-0 this weekend for the first time since 2021 when you shared the title with Regis. Kind of how big is that for the team going into this week? Not putting too much emphasis on one game or another, but one game at a time, that this is the biggest game of the year this Friday. We can go 7-0 then.
Mm-hmm. I think we're excited to play and compete. Like you said, and like I mentioned before, the game that's in front of us is the most important game. All games are big games. I don't care what your record is when we play you. So I think just having the mindset, we're excited to play at home. I know we've been home for a couple of games, but it doesn't feel like enough because we do have just an away schedule pretty much every year. So I think, senior day is on Sunday too. So it's just going to be, we have a lot of fans coming, a lot of family in town. So I think just having everybody here and not having to travel is going to make it more exciting. And obviously, these are big games, but every game's a big game. So.
And then for both of you, kind of talk about the progression you've seen this year. I mean, you had some early road trips in the year, and then lately you're going to be back at home behind a home crowd. How important is that to you and with the success the team has been having lately?
I mean, it's been great to be home. We've really enjoyed it, just being able to stick with our routines and stuff like that, especially having to adapt to the away games so early on in the season. Usually we get a home game kind of earlier in the season. This one we didn't get one until about 5 games in, so it's been nice to be home and have a routine, and I think that's really helped settle the team down.
Yeah, I think home games are huge for us, just having parents and friends and everything in the stands when they're cheering for you. It's just a different type of energy, like Sydney said, we had a lot of away games at the start of the season, so it's just kind of nice to get back into the rhythm and into the energy of home games for sure.
And then for you, Sydney, you're second on the team in caused turnovers. You and Allie Bryan have kind of held down the defense. How have you kind of taken that to your team? I mean, you're holding teams to under 5 goals the last 4 games. How have you really bolstered this defense as of late?
I think for the most part, I'm just playing to my strengths. I'm not trying to be a different player than who I have been for the past 4 years on this team. And I think, I've been given an opportunity this season to really, enhance those strengths. And so I'm just, loving to be able to contribute on the whole defensive unit. We all have our strengths, and I think we complement each other really, really well.
And for you, I mean, you're kind of a draw control specialist per se. I mean, you're behind Allie as well in draw controls. Kind of talk about how big is the possession game for your team with always having the ball on your side and always all those draw controls are so big for your team?
Yeah, possession's huge right off of the draw control. We always talk about the midfielder and kind of the draw team. Our first job is just to win the draw. If you have the ball, it's kind of the win the draw, rule the world kind of mindset. As long as we have the ball, they don't, and that's when we can really exploit. So getting those early on, every single possession is huge for us.
She's 1 away from 200.
We'll keep that in mind, then. Then going into this weekend, you have a chance to clinch your RMAC title with 2 wins. Kind of what lessons were learned from the first time you played these teams and kind of prevent a revenge from UCCS and Regis? I mean, they want it real bad, but how are you guys going to be able to prevent that?
Okay, so we just have been in practices. We've been adjusting little things on our end and to kind of just be prepared for any and all situations. I'm sure the team is annoyed at how much we're just so repetitive right now when we analyze film or we look at the scout or, like I think yesterday we did the same thing for probably like 30 minutes, but that's what's going to prepare us. And then today I come in and I'm talking to Katie, our assistant coach. I'm like, okay, well, what if they do this, this, and this? And then now today's practice is kind of reflecting on that. But I just think, teams are hungry, but we're hungry too. And we kind of have this mindset of like, we've just been working so hard. We've learned something from every game, and that if you want it, you're going to have to take it from us, but we're not going to let you. We're going to go down kicking, screaming, fighting, throwing up, whatever we have to do, you know what I mean, to retain that. And I think these games are going to be hard, but every game is hard. You know, you never know in the world of lacrosse. It's so high scoring, and that's the beauty of it, that anything can happen. But we just have a totally different mindset this year in terms of like the hard work we've put in. And I think that just, you can just feel the difference when we're playing and at practices. And I think we want the hard games, right? We want to be challenged. And when we come out on top, it just makes that kind of like delayed gratification, if you will, like kind of fall into place. So that's how I feel, at least.
Let's see, for the players, can you kind of expand on that? And how did the mindset change this year to, hey, yeah, we beat Regis, that's great, but we expect these things to happen now, other than, oh, look what we just did.
I mean, I think, you know, we beat Regis our sophomore year, and that was like a big mindset switch. And unfortunately, you know, we weren't able to repeat it last year. But, you know, we have an entirely new group. You know, a lot of our returners left last year. And so the mindset has also just switched with the new energy, the new personalities and stuff like that. And so I think that's really helped to enhance everything. I know as a defensive unit, you know, in games and in practices, after every play, you know, we're talking, oh, what could we have done differently? You know, how can we adjust? Should I have gone? Should you have gone? All those types of things. And so it's been really encouraging just to see that everyone's really excited to learn. And I think that's really feeding into our new mindset this year.
Yeah, the energy is just a lot different. I think we came out hungry after not getting that Regis win last year, after getting it our sophomore year. So, I mean, obviously all the returners know what that feels like, and we've been itching to get it again. But I think all of the new players just came in with this same kind of hunger and willingness to fight every single day in practice. And it's a very healthy, competitive energy. And it's been really fun to be a part of that environment.
Yeah, Coach Justine broke the 100-goal career milestone this last week. And what has she kind of meant to this program, and just kind of takes you guys one step further?
I think that Justine is really great at being she like knows what kind of energy you need for each game. And also her role has changed on the attacking end every single year. So freshman year, obviously it's like ups and downs. You never know what you're going to get out of your freshmen. You just hope for the best and hope that they're prepared. Last year, she was really the one scoring all the goals. This year, she's kind of dishing them out and kind of like feeling the pace. So I think what makes her so successful to our unit is that she's not trying to be the hero. She's really bought into just being a team player. And I think that speaks volumes. Like Emme, same thing on attack. Like she's not trying to be the hero with the draw. She's just doing her job. She's not trying to be the hero when she's in the game on the attacking end. She's not trying to score the goals. Like she's just trying to be part of the unit. Same thing that goes for Sid. They're not trying to be heroes out here. They're just doing their job and what's expected of them and their roles this year. And I think that that's been really helpful. And they understand that their roles change each game and each year and everything. And I think Justine has just done that as well. Like, yes, it's a huge milestone. I think we got a lot of 100-pointers and 200-pointers and all these things coming up. But I think it's just, they're all very selfless. Everybody here, everybody you've seen, everybody who's been in the interviews, everybody on the team is just very team mindset this year. So that's been helpful to have her get that success. So.
Coach, obviously you mentioned senior day coming up, very impactful senior class. Can you just speak to what you're going to miss about this group of girls and maybe what they've taught you as a coach?
Yes. This senior class in particular, I think has, I don't want to say been through the ringer, like maybe not necessarily lacrosse wise, a little bit lacrosse wise, a little bit like the class. I think it was a big class. It's maybe there's 6 of you now. We got a transfer who's in that class as well. And I think what I'm going to miss most is their kind of no BS attitude. And they're also very organized, which is very helpful. I trust them. I trust them with everything. But no, on the field, they are very much just so, given the experience that they've had each year, this year they are just like kind of just no regrets mindset. And I I'm going to miss that. And I think that they're kind of bleeding into the other classes. They just leave everything they have on the field. And I think we just need that. We need more of that. But I'm going to miss that the most, I think. Hopefully that was a good enough answer for you guys.
That was great. All right, last question of this week. Last question of the day.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about superstitions. This week we're going to change it up and talk about pet peeves.
Oh,
Kind of what are some of your pet peeves here at the table?
pet peeves for what?
Anything in life.
Anything?
Anything in life. Yeah, they don't have to be lacrosse related. Anything.
Don't get me first.
I'll say when your jaw clicks when you're eating food, it annoys me so much.
I'm not. Yeah.
One of mine for sure is like gum smacking or like open mouth chewing. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think chewing too, or like the glugs when you hear something like glugging. Yeah, I don't know. I tell you guys to glug at practice, but like, I don't know. That's such a weird one. What's your pet peeve?
I mean, I have a few, but one of them is like people that walk slow. I don't like being behind someone that walks really slow because it angers me.
I don't know. I feel like I probably have a lot of pet peeves that
I mean, we've had
people
someone who said like they don't
Yeah.
like when people don't merge lanes, they just stay in the middle, or people that don't turn right on a red light.
Not
Mm.
using
Stuff
your,
like that.
Not using your blinker for
Yeah.
sure. is
Oh,
There we
another-
go.
that's a rough one.
Driving below the speed limit. as
Oh,
well.
that's me too.
So we could go on forever. So.
Yeah, you're right. Ooh, but the chewing thing really gets me.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. That's
All
a
right,
good
well,
one.
Yep. Thank you, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.